The storm that had thrown such snow at Phippsburg was the first of many that winter. Sometimes the storms came so fast and so close that one had hardly finished tapering off before the next came, with winds Turner could hear before he could feel. Sometimes they were separated by a few days, and those days were the clearest and bluest Turner had ever seen. He figured if Darwin had written about snow, he would have said it was one of the things in the world most beautiful and most wonderful. In February, Mr. Newton called on Turner and his mother. They were missed at First Congregational, he said. He wondered if the time wasn't right for them to come back. They waited 2 more weeks. When Turner and his mother did appear at church, silence followed in a spreading wake as they walked up the center aisle. They passed into an empty pew about halfway up the sanctuary, feeling the wake of the silence pass over their heads and carry forward, so that folks in front looked back and then turned away quickly. Turner picked up a hymn book and thought he might fling it at the next set of peering eyes. He imagined it circling end over end, its pages fluttering like wings until it struck, say, Deacon Herd, just on the side of his nose. The church filled silently. The ushers tried not to look their way. No one sat in their pew. The prelude began, Lillian Woodward playing too slowly. The candles were lit. The ushers brought up the latecomers and searched for a place to insert them. But no one sat in their pew. "I think we should go," whispered Turner to his mother. "So do I," she said. They might have gone then and there if Mr. Newton and Mrs. Newton and all the little Newtons had not suddenly stood up from a pew toward the front and flocked down to Turner and his mother. "Oh, Mrs. Buckminster," said Mrs. Newton, "would you mind terribly if we came to sit with you?" So they did, all the little Newtons bustling past them, and the 2 boys putting up their fists as they passed Turner, and grinning like loons when he put up his fist too. The 4 prim and pink girls putting their fists up and hitting him full in the belly as they passed, one by one. Mr. Newton tousled his hair, and Mrs. Newton sat next to his mother and took her hand. Turner put the hymn book back. Each of the little Newtons took a turn sitting on his lap to get through the sermon, and Turner couldn't help tickling each of them in the stomach, especially Ben and Meg Newton, who laughed like Abby and Pearlie. When he didn't have a Newton on his lap, he looked out the window to watch the falling snow.